It's gonna have to be a lifestyle switch. So, hello, and welcome to our members' monthly meetup and goal setting session. This is the June session. So, during the June session, we set our goals for July and we have a little bit of a review of the month just passed as well. So, we are moving forward. In today's session, we will be checking in on last month's goals, having a brain drain, all those kind of things. So, check in on last month's. There we go. So, checking in on last month's goals. So, first up, we are going to be check in on last month's goals, and there's a little key you can see in that top left hand corner. We've got an arrow pointing to the right if we're moving it on to next month, an arrow pointing to the left if we're moving it back onto our long term to do list. We're crossing it off if we are no longer doing it for whatever reason. And then we've got the hashtag if we would still be finishing it this month. So it's the 30th of June today. It's the last day of the month. So it's not as likely that we will be um, doing any of the hashtags, but sometimes we do this a little bit earlier in the month by a few days, and then we do sometimes have some hashtags for what we'll be finishing off. So not so much of those, but you can do the other ones. So the forward arrow, arrow to the right for next month, arrow back if moving it back on to-do list, and then across for no longer doing it. And of course, you've got the magical tick for the ones that we did do. I feel like that's a given. So next up, we are moving on to our July brain drain. So open up the book on that July page or on the next monthly planning page that you've got, or if you're not using the book, you can just write July in the middle of a piece of paper. That will work too. And we're jotting down anything that springs to mind when it comes to July. What have we got going on? This could be physical things, this could be emotions about the month ahead. What anything that comes out of your head when you think about the July coming up, you can get down onto the bit of paper in the next 5 minutes. We're just on the monthly brain drain, Davina, just on the monthly brain drain. So on to our next one, which is our monthly calendar overview. So we've got 2 minutes on the clock to add all our personal events in. Obviously we need to add the days, the days in first do. So put July up at the top, and then Saturday is the first. That's tomorrow, isn't it? Yeah, there we go. Cool. So we've got Saturday the first, Sunday the second. So let's just pop those in quickly before I press play on the 2 minutes. 4, 5. This is one of those funny ones that because it starts right towards the end of the week, 30 is the bottom right hand corner, which then means you've run out of space for 31. So I just put that in the top left. So it kind of goes back on itself, if that makes sense. So 31 days in July. So we'll have 2 minutes on the clock. We're adding in our key personal events for the month ahead. So we have another 2 minutes on the clock, and this time we're adding any professional events, any courses that we've got, anything like that we've got going on throughout this month. So two minutes to add any professional events onto next month's overview calendar. Remember, this isn't like every working day or every working minute. This is just those big things that will be more disruptive to life. And last but by no means least, we've got 2 minutes to add any family, friends, home related events. I feel like most of mine are in this category this month. This is a very family, home, friend related heavy month. So there'll be lots of pink going on this one because somebody used the pink pen. That's my favourite. So family, home, friends, events. Onto the overview. Remember again, it's just those big ones. So just got a lot of big ones coming up this month. That was too quick for me. I didn't pause it in time. There we go. So we're going to do a quick read over our yearly goals. It's just be quite a good time to sort of glance at what we did last night. If you've got those done, I've nearly got the thing up. Well, it's uploaded. I've now got to link it into the membership. But yeah, can't wait to have good internet again, which hopefully everyone says BT is pretty good where we're going. So hopefully that'll be that one. Having a quick read over those yearly goals just to refresh your mind. Quick glance at your notes from last night to where you are with those yearly goals as well. So 2 more minutes to just refresh our brains of what we were trying to get done this year. So moving on to our personal goal setting. So remembering it's 3 goals and they have to have a maximum of 3 steps. If they feel like they have more than 3 steps to make the steps not too overwhelming, then they are more than one goal. And again, remembering that these goals are on top of life. So this is like on top of like getting the washing done, getting the kids dealt with. I can't think of anything else right now, like eating, uh, exercising. Unless you're trying to level something up, then you give it a new goal. But if it's just maintain, if you're just trying to maintain, so there's a lot of maintain for me this month, because we've got those big life altering moving things, stuff like that happening, that it's just a lot of maintain. um so do bear that in mind, like keep looking, checking in on that yearly overview, that monthly overview, remind, and that brain drain of what you've got going on this month. Like, really, have you got space for any goal moving forward? And I find often July and August aren't the months for that. July and August are often the months for more relaxed fun time with family. There might be some crossover with your goals. So one of my goals is mummy daughter dates, one of my yearly goals. We have a set number of mummy daughter dates we want to make sure we've had over the year. So I know those will probably, we'll probably get some of those done over July and August, but I'm going to have much more organic months based on how the move goes, and that will much more likely be an Augusty thing. So July, there's a lot more sort of chill maintenance and what have you. But yeah, remembering these are not the basics of life unless we're trying to level up or unless we're massively struggling with something. So drinking water should be a pretty basic, but that crops up in my personal goals a lot because I suck at drinking enough water. Really bad. It came up a lot in my mid-year review as well. So it might be that I do one of my mid-year review, one of the steps that I've come up, one of my action steps in there will become one of my goals, because for me that's a big thing. Whereas for a lot of people, just drinking a bit more water, it doesn't need to be a goal. It doesn't need to be a whole thing in itself. It's just, oh, I'm just going to drink a bit more water this month. So think about the things you need to have a bit more focus and prioritize a bit more. The goal's about prioritizing those key things that really matter to you. So I have 5 minutes on setting our personal goals for July. So next, moving on to our professional related goals and certainly courses that we've got going on that we want to get done. Again, it's summer. So let's not overdo it. Let's enjoy it. Like even in the membership, I've already posted in the the membership hub page on the website all the sessions that we've got coming up from this one through to the first one starting back in September, because it's quite minimal. We've got 2 more weekly reviews, we've got the monthly goal setting ones, and we've got I think 2 more co-working sessions. No, 3. There's one next week, and then we've got 2 the week after I move. So 1 next week, then we haven't got 1, then we've got 2 the week after, which is in theory the last week of school term here. We've got 2 in that week, and then we've got a break until the kids are very much back in the UK in September, because also for Felicity it'll be a new school, so very much wanted to not have as much going on those first sort of week back at school and things, get her into a new routine. And then we jump into the September reset and we have loads going on, but yes, definitely reining it back over the summer so we can reap the rewards of our reap the benefits of our rewards of our reap the benefits of our labours, whatever that phrase is. So all the being organised and proactive and ahead of the game the rest of the year, we now get to enjoy it because we get to relax a bit more over summer, or do more with our small people, or whatever it is, or hang out with our friends more, whatever it is we want to do that's summery related. So professional goals, 5 minutes on the clock. My busiest one for the month. Family, friends, and home goal setting. So also thought I try and remind of this one regularly, but don't forget it doesn't have to be three. You can have none if you don't want to. If you want, you can have none if you want to. You don't have to have any if you don't want to have any. You don't have to have any. There's lots of double negatives going on there, Jessica. So yeah, I've got my professional ones. I've only got two, and they're both pretty loose. Soft ones, lots of kindness to self in July, definitely. And I think there'll probably only be two for this one as well. So family, home, friends. We've got 5 minutes on the clock to set our goals and our 3 steps for each. then we've got our bonus steps, which you don't normally have time for, and we do today, which is lovely. So this is just having a little bit of a think. We talked more about this last night actually, but don't know if you've had a chance to catch up on that one when we talked about what sort of issues, barriers, concerns we have to completing our goals for the next 6 months. So we've got 6 months left to do our yearly goals. What can we see as being the problems? And then how are we going to overcome those problems? And you can do that as a little bit of a bonus step each month as well. Just having that little check-in, or is there anything obvious that's going to spring up that's going to be problematic? Unfortunately, yes, loads of mine. But then how are we going to deal with that? And for me, a lot of how I'm going to deal with that is by not taking on anything additional in July. But have a look through what else could help you achieve the goals these months. So that could be what could be your obstacles, what could be your barriers, and how will you overcome those? So sort of preempting them, sort of seeing them from afar, in the same way that I said last night. If you can see, like a horse, if it can see its jump further ahead, it will build up speed and it will see where to take off. Whereas if it doesn't see the jump until it's right up to it, it might still get over it, because horses are very clever, but it's going to be a lot more laboured. There's going to be a lot more risk of injury, a lot more risk of hitting the jump. Same if you can see from a distance that there's a big mountain coming up and there's a path that goes around it, you can take the path around the mountain instead of going over it. Or you can understand that you need some additional tools to get over that mountain so you can stop and get those tools, or you can learn how to climb a mountain. So taking a moment before you get right up, face up with that goal, and say, what is it that I need? Like, what is it that is going to help me to achieve this goal? What can I see the problem being? And it's like, so I can see that mountain, I can see it's got snow on it. I'm going to need snow boots, and I'm going to order my snow boots, and that's going to be my way to overcome that thing. So it's like being able to see things from that little bit further back. But then also, what support could you have on that journey too? So could it be that you need to set a regular alarm? So maybe one of the goals, mine yet again, is drink more water. So I'm going to set some additional new alarms with different sounds on my phone, because I've sort of started tuning out the sounds that my phone was making. So I need to change all the sounds. That for me would be a bonus step to supporting my monthly goals, like setting some new alarms, setting some new timers, finding an accountability buddy. So maybe you can shout in the WhatsApp group or shout in the membership, like, I'm doing this goal this month. Does anyone have a similar one, or does anyone have one? And we be accountable for each other. Just declaring them in the goals section in the website could be what you need, is like that extra step, that sort of extra declaration. You're going to write it up on a lovely poster, paint it on your wall. What is it that you could do to help make sure that goal actually happens? So make sure you're having a little think about those too. I heard whisperings in the kitchen about gin gimlets, and from tomorrow I can't drink alcohol for the month, because, well, probably for longer than a month, because I'm trying to get dosage right on new tablets and I can't drink with them. So it's my last chance this evening. I'm going to go and enjoy a gin gimlet. Hopefully that's been helpful. I'll get this one uploaded as well shortly. And the other one should be up now and in the membership. So that should be from last night, should be available in there as well, as the PDF is also available in the download section of the membership too. So it's lovely to have you here, Davina. We've got weekly review tomorrow at 9 a.m. We've only got 2 more weeks of that being alive until after the summer, and then we'll maybe do a different time slots for people that have struggled with the Saturday morning situation as well. That's just been how it's worked for me at the moment, so it might be something different once we've moved, but we won't go back to doing the weekly review lives until at least September. So that's 2 more this week, and next week are still on. Have an amazing evening, and I will see you soon. Ta-ta for now.
Thank you, Jessica.
You're welcome.
If you want to be happy, it's gonna have to be a lifestyle switch. And if you want to be happy, you're gonna have to do the work indeed. Quick fixes become fads and diets to take back your time and live your life for you. Cause if you want to be happy, it's gonna have to be a lifestyle